Good morning all. So today we are going to discuss the dispersion using a glass prism. So a prism is a triangular portion of glass. It has 3 rectangular faces and 2 triangular faces. This is an equilateral prism in which every angle is 60 degree. Right? So first of all what we do, we take a A4 sheet and put 4 pins on A4 sheet with the help of drawing board. On a drawing board, we take A4 sheet and put 4 pins so that this paper is fixed. Then we draw a horizontal line, and on that horizontal line we keep the prism. After keeping the prism, we draw its outline, right? After we have drawn the outline of the prism, we remove the prism and at the base part, we draw a normal. We draw a normal to the base part. Now all the angles which are treated as angle of incident will be measured from the normal. That is, when we are taking, say for example, in this particular measurement, I have marked it at 50. So this 50 should not be from the base, but it should be measured from the normal. So from the normal, how much it would be? This is a 50 mark. Base se measure karenge, so this is 50 degree. But I am taking it from the normal. How far it is from the normal? This angle is 40 degree apart from the normal. So we don't have to take this angle. We have to take this angle, right? So suppose I have taken angle of incident as 40 degree. After taking angle of incident as 40 degree, I'll take 2 objects. Now let us consider these 2 objects are these 2 board pins. Make sure that these 2 board pins should not be very close to each other, as well as it should not be very close to the surface of the prism, keeping the prism back into its original position. Now this is how the diagram look like. Object 1, object 2, a prism is kept, and we know that in a prism whenever there is an incident ray entering from here, it bends inside, and when it comes outside it emerges out. So these 2 objects will send the light, and the light would pass along this path, it will bend, and from this face it will emerge out. When from this face it will emerge out, we try to locate the position of image by closing our left eye and coming to the level of the prism. We try to observe these 2 pins ka image this side, such that when we are observing, all 4 pins look in a straight line. Which 4 pins? 2 objects and 2 images. So I'll start putting the pins, coming to the level of the prism and closing our left eye. Without any parallax, there should be no lateral displacement. So I am putting pin number 1 and I am putting pin number 2. Now how to check whether all the 4 pins are in correct location? In order to check that all the 4 pins are in correct location, the side from which you are marking the pins, just go opposite to that side. Observe from that side, all 4 pins should look in a straight line. When you are moving your neck here and there, right and left, they should not show any lateral displacement. All 4 in a straight line. After doing this, we remove the prism and locate the position. Say, this is position 1, this is position 2. Let us say this is image 1, this is image 2. Let us name these as object 1 and object 2. Now these are the positions of the images. Now what I do, we draw a straight line using these positions of images and try to make it meet. Yeah, before that, okay, this is the incident ray. If there would have been no prism, the ray would have gone like this, right? If there is no prism, the ray would have gone like this. But there was a prism which made the rays disperse and bend inside the prism. And these are the images. So ray has bent like this. So what we will do? We will produce the incident ray. Incident ray in forward direction, and we will produce the emergent ray in backward direction. This is emergent ray, right? Now they will meet inside the prism. That is the sign that your readings are right. It will never happen that it bent in the air. ये जो bending वाला point है, ये जो intersection वाला point है, it will be either on the surface or inside. It is more accurate when it is inside. So it has bent. How much angle it has bent? It was going like this. Due to this prism, it has bent. So this angle is the angle of deviation. What is the angle of deviation? When we produce incident ray in forward direction, emergent ray in backward direction, the angle between both of them is called as angle of emergence. Sorry, angle of deviation. So we'll calculate this angle of deviation for this particular value, keeping the protector here, and you can see clearly this is 41 degree. This angle is 41 degree. Is that clear? So what I have taken angle of incidence and angle of deviation. This is angle of deviation del. This is angle of incidence I. Similarly, we will take 3 to 4 readings. Right? Suppose I have taken angle of incidence as 30 degree. Angle of deviation was 45. In next reading, I have taken angle of incidence as 40. I found angle of emergence as 39 degree. Different prism may give different angle of deviations. Then I increased the angle of incidence to 50 degree. Then angle of deviation was 47 degree. When we plot a graph between different angle of incidence, 30, 40, 50, 45, 39, 47. So this is how the graph look like. Angle of deviation versus incidence angle. Right? So what we observe ki angle of deviation decreased first, reached a minimum value, and then it will increase later. This angle here is angle of minimum deviation. So we have to locate this angle using the graph. The graph tells us that it is parabolic in nature, and it tells us that apart from the angle of minimum deviation, any other angle of incidence may have 2 deviations. But at this unique value of angle of minimum deviation, angle of incidence will have a unique value. So you have to plot the graph, you have to take 4 readings, and you have to paste it in your answer sheet when you are writing this experiment for the board. Thank you so much.